Just a month ago, the finals was averaging a pretty solid 18 to 20k concurrent player count on Steam. Now it's barely at 12k on a good evening. Meanwhile, Ark Raiders just hit its biggest peak yet, of over 450,000 players. You know I'm not a fan of making conclusions based on player numbers alone, so today we're gonna look at the bigger picture. Is Ark Raiders taking away players from the finals, right before the major as well? Are Embark really competing with themselves, and what does this mean for the longevity of both games? Stick around to find out. But first, I wanna kindly ask you to subscribe for more analytical finals and Ark Raiders content. I appreciate it. And now, let's begin. It's safe to say that the finals saw pretty steady growth this year, something which I've documented well on my channel. From big content creators getting hooked on it, to its biggest esports event in history, it's safe to say that Embark have been hard at work. So hard in fact, that they finally also released their other game, Ark Raiders. As you know, Ark has been very hot news these months. The launch was, in my opinion, handled perfectly, and the reception has been insane. So insane in fact, that some streamers are already pleading for us to vote it for Game of the Year.
Dude, we got to make sure that this game wins Game of the Year, by the way. Do not let that Expedition game win Game of the Year. Do not let it. We all have to band together to make this game win.
Now, Ark Raiders over Silksong? I mean, how about you tell me in the comments, as I'll hold my opinion for a bit. But anyway, as I showed you in the intro, Ark's player count has been absolutely booming, while the finals just feels a little left out at the moment. Of course, the current player counts are a bit lower and are actually pretty comparable to what they were back in Season 3, a time when everyone was waving Steam DB screenshots around as quote-unquote proof the game is dying. We will find out whether that's the case later. However, now I wanna discuss the potential causes of this dip in numbers. And before we even mention Ark, the finals has its own problems right now. First things first, the content in the game does feel kinda stale at the moment. This likely makes a lot of sense, as there is a lot of work being done at Embark around Ark's release and also the Grand Major, which is right around the corner. It just wouldn't make sense to make big balancing changes or add major stuff right now, when there is really not enough time for the pros to adjust properly. But yeah, in general for the last few weeks the finals has been just stale in my opinion. Also, another huge and really likely reason is that the game is hella sweaty at the moment. And from my experience that's consistent throughout all game modes. It's just super hard to sit down and chill out in the finals for me. Curious to know about your experience though. Anyway, so what part does Ark play into the picture? Well, I can say with confidence that yes, Ark has taken a lot of players from the finals, and here's why. Firstly, as you know in general, Ark Raiders has been very anticipated from the start, way more than the finals. It was also announced way before the finals, and was meant to be launched first. However, due to big changes that the devs felt were necessary, Ark got delayed, while the finals continued progressing rapidly with its development. In the end, after 3 successful betas, the finals came out first, almost 2 years ago, and Embark gained a big and loyal fanbase and a lot of respect and trust from the community, due to their way of handling communication with players. And also the finals' innovative and less predatory monetization compared to other games. So naturally, a lot of people will know to expect good quality from Embark, and have interest in their other game as well. Anyway, furthermore, in my opinion, Ark's launch was handled excellently. From the way it was hyped up with the free-to-play server slam weekend, to the game launching in an almost perfect state. Unlike the finals, which if you remember had a lot of problems. From movement animation issues to pretty terrible balancing. It is safe to say that Embark learned all of their mistakes though. And just for the reasons I previously stated, Ark Raiders will likely retain their initial player spike for much longer than the finals did. That being said though, in my opinion the biggest reason is the content creators. Can we all agree that the finals content is also a bit stale right now, while everyone is playing Ark and making videos about that, while the hype is still here? A lot of the big The Finals creators are indeed uploading Ark right now, and I'm sure this affects their audiences as well. I'm actually currently looking into this, and a few other issues with The Finals' YouTube scene that I left out in my analysis video. So let's just say it may be getting a part 2 soon. Subscribe with notifications to not miss out. But anyway, while I don't necessarily think that Ark Raiders is actually killing the Finals on purpose, the timing and player overlap are just impossible to ignore. And it's still hard to tell whether the Ark hype will cool down and people will come back to the Finals or not. What I can say for certain though is that as a Finals player, I personally got absolutely addicted to playing Ark with friends. So much so that I'm opening the Finals for the first time in over a week to record background footage for this video. Ark just currently hits the spot for me. And from what I've seen from my recent comments and Reddit posts, a lot of people seem to feel the same. Anyway though, despite everything, the Finals does still have a few saving graces. And the first one of course is the Grand Major Finals at the end of this month. This in itself has also been pretty hyped up, and I've covered it quite extensively on the channel. And Bar just released a blog post revealing the seedings for the teams, so I'ma have that linked in the description if you're interested. But yeah, the Finals has always had a small but dedicated competitive community. And I've said it many times, but we have a huge potential for a future in esports. I myself am super excited to see what will happen on the 28th. And if I can, I will stream a watch party for y'all. Team Secret on top, baby. But yeah, also Season 9 is coming as well, in just a month's time, right after the major. We still have no idea exactly what Embark are cooking, but in my opinion, there will surely be something special, because the game will be having its 2nd anniversary. But as I stated, nothing has been said yet, so for now we'll just have to wait and see. So anyway, I'm curious to know what are your thoughts on everything. Do you still enjoy the Finals or are you worried about the future? Please share down in the comments, as I read and respond to almost all of them. And with that, as always, thank you for watching till here. Anyway boys, I appreciate the ones of you that stick till the end for these personal outros. Y'all are the real OGs. But yeah, today I just wanna say that I've been a little overwhelmed from everything in life these last few days. Some of you may know that I've been finally taking my driving lessons for a month now. And let's just say, nobody is safe on the roads. Jokes aside though, I got a lot happening IRL and when it comes to content creation. Even just looking at the Ark Raiders scene, there is so much news coming out every single day. And I'm a little behind on content. But I'll try my best to push through for y'all. As always, I appreciate your support. You lot are amazing, and I'll see you next time. Peace.